Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the often confusing world of corporate filings. Today we're diving into a report that smells a little like a fire sale. Are they selling clothes or selling the whole company? Let's see. I'll tip before we get started, if you like corporate breakdowns that tell it to you straight, hit that subscribe button. Also, join our Discord community linked in the description below for deeper discussions. We're looking at an 8K filing from Vince Holding Corp. These filings are used to announce major events that could affect a company's stock price. Think of it like a corporate bat signal. Something big has happened. The big news here is that Vince Holding Corp received a warning from the New York Stock Exchange. The NYSE is basically saying, hey, your company's value is getting too low, and if it stays this way, you might get kicked off the exchange. This is called a delisting notice. That's bad news for any company. To stay on the NYSE, Vince Holding Corp needs to meet certain financial standards, specifically their average market capitalization, that is, the total value of their stock needs to be above $50 million, and their total stockholders' equity is basically what's left over if you sell all the company's assets and pay off all its debts. As of early May of last year, their average market value was only about $22.6 million. That's way below the $50 million requirement. Also, back in February of last year, their stockholder equity was only about $41.8 million, also less than $50 million. To avoid being delisted, Vince Holding Corp has to submit a plan to the NYSE within 45 days, explaining how they plan to get their market value and stockholder equity back up to the required levels. The NYSE will then review this plan and decide whether to accept it or not. If they accept it, Vince Holding Corp will be monitored quarterly to see if they're following the plan. If they reject it, the company could be suspended and ultimately kicked off the exchange, which is called delisting. The report emphasizes that this warning doesn't immediately stop the company's day-to-day operations. They still have to file reports with the Securities and Exchange Commission, also known as the SEC. The company admits that being delisted could have a bunch of negative effects. The company writes that this could reduce the trading of their stock, lower the stock price, create negative publicity, and scare away investors. It could also make it harder for them to raise money and attract employees with stock options. To make sure everyone knows about this, the company also issued a press release on May 9 of last year, announcing the delisting notice. This is part of something called Regulation FD, which is all about making sure companies share important information with everyone at the same time, not just a select few. This part just says that they're including the press release as part of this filing, which makes the information public. Now let's put this into context. Vince Holding Corp is facing a serious challenge. They've basically been told that their stock is not valuable enough to stay on the New York Stock Exchange. The big question is, how did they get here? What's causing their market value to drop so low? The filing itself doesn't give us all the answers, but we can infer that the company is probably struggling financially or facing other major problems that are making investors nervous. The company also faces a tough road ahead. They need to convince the New York Stock Exchange that they have a solid plan to turn things around. If they can't do that, they risk being delisted, which could make their problems even worse. So what's my take on all of this? Well, it's not looking good for Vince Holding Corp. Right now, getting a delisting notice is never a good sign. It suggests that the company is facing significant financial difficulties and that investors are losing confidence. I also don't see any financials in the filing, so I'm unable to comment. The company has a lot of work to do to regain compliance with the NYSE listing standards. They need to come up with a convincing business plan, improve their financial performance, and restore investor confidence. It's a tough challenge, and there's no guarantee they'll be able to pull it off from out. Now it's time for your take. What do you think about Vince Holding Corp's situation? Can they turn things around, or are they headed for delisting? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. And don't forget to wait at a lot and twat situation. Can they turn things around, or are they headed for delisting? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate deep dives. And don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more discussions.